I'm Libby Worth, and I'm a senior lecturer at Royal Holloway, and a dancer and movement maker.
I'm Julie Brixey-Williams. I'm a visual artist whose practice involves process and how the body moves through space. And we're here at the Centre of Creative Collaboration this evening for Polyply 6, which is an evening about scores.
And we're working on a piece that we started a few years ago with some other members of the group called Species of Spaces. And this has emerged from that work that we've done collaboratively with other artists. And we're now working on using dance patterns and social dance instructions as a means of collaborating across disciplines.
Species and Spaces was specifically set up for artists who use process as opposed to just live art, so they may have a visual element to their work, and very much with the idea of play and the idea of having dialogue and enjoying cross-fertilising in each practice, bringing things that were of interest, and we started very much with instruction, which led very easily into our work with embroidery patterns and with movement instructions, and that's where the sort of crossings came over to produce this piece that we're doing this evening.
And we began by reversing really the way that the instructions are used. So in terms of visual art, you might think you'd work with the sewing, but what we did was use the sewing instructions to move.
Step forward right foot outside partner, step forward left foot in front of partner. Amount of turn. This figure may curve very slightly to right.
And we use the dance instructions to sew. And create something 3D using paper and thread, embroidery thread. And this started a very kind of fertile interaction between us, in that we began to see there were lots of overlaps and interesting ways in which these two different disciplines began to dialogue with each other.
And the fact that there were insides and outsides of things that were interesting to explore, and steps that you had to take, as in footsteps and in sewing steps. And so, this has been the thing that we've mainly been looking at. And we have a lot more to do yet. I mean, our sound that we're using tonight is really the first sample of sound that we've been using. There's a lot more layering that we think needs to go on, a lot more voice work that will go into that. And we're only using rehearsal costumes, things like that at the moment. But we have a very clear idea. We have a circular score. The lighting will be based on the circular score. Starts in a dim light, goes up to lighter, goes back towards dim, and that all needs to be properly planned. But we have the concept sort of pretty much worked out now. Also, it's a durational performance, and we only have 8 minutes tonight, so we're having to make some steps to create the idea of the shape for people, rather than just give them a snapshot of one section, which is not really what we wanted to do.
And what we hope is that by seeing different sections of the whole piece, people will become aware of the way that we're using scoring. Some of it's quite tightly scored, it's like very tight choreography, and other sections are completely improvised. Even though we've got markers on the way, there's actually nothing set, so anything could happen in those moments.
Border.
Hey.
Border. Hey.
Feather. And we hope that the audience will pick that up and get a sense of tasting each of those different sections that are closed to open scoring. We're also working with a composer. He's currently in Greece, which is a little bit difficult, but he will be back in this country, and I've worked with him before. He's got a very lovely touch, very sensitive way of responding to movement work.
The original line of direction. Rise and fall. Rise at the end of 1 and lower at the end of 3.
So although this is just the first go of the music and the soundscape, and it's not quite what we want yet, I'm sure as time goes on and we manage to work with him live, things will change and we'll get those layers you were talking about.
We need some more dialogue, really, but we just haven't had a chance to do that. But it's a great opportunity for us to come and get feedback, really.
Yeah, absolutely.